Welcome fellow YouTubian watchers. We are back on the 52 barn door ambulance. If you don't know what this vehicle is, check out the playlist to catch up on previous episodes. Today we are continuing over this way, down to the desk here. And you can see in the last episode we were restoring the faceplate for the pod. Now these things are insanely expensive if you break this, and this is Bakelite, so it's very, very brittle material. Now you would have remembered I did a repair on the back, and I had to basically use JB Weld to put all these components here all back into their spot. The good news is the switch works perfectly. I tested it with a voltmeter, and it clicks and does all the right things. So we are ready to assemble a few more parts back on this. I did manage to, you would have seen in that episode too, the lenses. And what I did do with the red ones, because they weren't very good, I ended up getting some red anodized spray paint, putting it into a little cup like that. And I just dabbed using a brush just inside them. And I can show you that quickly. We just put this light on here. You'll see that, look at that, nice and red. So we're going to have no problems. We've saved all of them. So the reds are good. The blue is also good. You can see there, blue's nice and shiny as well. So yeah, we're going to put them back inside. Now the way they go in, you basically drop the lens in, and then you have to put these little circlips, push those down each one of these barrels here to get them back into position. So we'll do that right now, get that nipped up. And the next thing we're going to do after that is I am going to pull this apart, and I want to just have a bit of a go at cleaning the face on it. So we will pull this. I have pulled many Speedos apart before, so yeah, let's see. Oh, you know what, we can have a look on the back here and see. Yeah, look at that, there's the 10th month of 1952. So that's what this vehicle is. So that is the correct, obviously, Speedo for this, and it's done 69,036 miles, or kilometers, sorry, no, yeah, because this is in kilometers. So there you go. All right, so we're going to have a crack. You can see there's just junk falling around inside it, so we're going to clean it out and see what we can do with it. Okay, let's put some lenses in this thing. So we have this thing finished. We've got the lenses all in position, and as you can see here, I can put the light behind it. There's a nice red one. There's a nice red one, and the blue, and the green. So that is sorted. We can pop him aside. The only thing I'm going to have to make for it is the gasket, which runs around in here. These ones were the rubber gasket, not the felt one, because it's early. Yeah, they make reproduction ones, but they're just ridiculously expensive. So I'm just going to get some rubber and chop it out, make a template, make it myself. So anyway, we'll pop this away. That's ready to go. Let's start on the Speedo. I've just undid the screw at the back here, and the washer. Now what we have to do is just, you can see where it's been crimped over. I've got a feeling this thing's been pulled apart before. It just doesn't look factory to me. Some of these crimps, they look like they've been a bit, no, maybe not. Anyway, we're going to get those up. We need a fine screwdriver. I think probably that one's the go. And I think that should do it. Okay, let's very, very, very carefully take this apart. You can see all the crap on the screen. There we go. And there is a gasket in there. So yeah, she's pretty worn. Now, I wonder, I actually do have another kit with these seals. Let's pop them out. I'm going to use those again. Now the glass should come, oh no, it's actually crimped in there. And then there's another seal. Okay, we might leave that. I don't think there's any point trying to undo that. We'll just clean this face out. Now, let's have a look at the face here. Now, oh, that's interesting. They've got a little crimp down the side. Be very careful here not to touch the needle. There we go. Oh, okay, so it's not actually connected. Very interesting. Whoa. I don't think it actually needs to be completely pulled apart. I'm just going to put a bit of this on me up. I can take the needle off, but it's just risky that it's going to snap, and I don't really want to stuff around with it if I don't have to, so I think we might just leave that. Okay, so the bottom's solid now, which means this should just clip back into its position. Done. So we're back in spot. Yeah, it's a real shame that the black's just flaking off. You can see. Not really much I can do about this. Look at it, it's just falling off. Oh, what to do? Do we try and hand paint this? Might be the only option. Otherwise we're going to lose. Yeah. Either that or I just spray some clear to seal it. But I suppose it's not going to seal it, is it? No. What a dilemma. What a dilemma. Okay guys, so what I've had to do, unfortunately, pretty much all the black has just crumbled away. I just used a very small brush to just move it all away. Now the white has pretty much stayed there, and what I've done now is I went and put a clear coat over to seal the white so we don't lose it, and now I'm just going back over it with some black, different size black pens just to fill back in the black. It's a little bit of work, but you can't buy faces for these, unfortunately, so I've just got to do the best I can. I could leave it as it is, but I figured, yeah, it doesn't look that good, so I'll just go back through the middle here and just fill it out with the pens and see how we go. I mean, it's going to look better than what it is now, so we'll keep going. It still looks reasonably oldish. Yeah, it's done the job. All I've got to do is just go around that little section here. Alright, I think we're going to get a little bit of red and just touch up those little tiny red spots. And I think we're going to be good to go. Let's grab a couple of red, pink, a little bit of red there, a tiny bit to go here. All right, I think that's going to do. That's as good as we can go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to touch up the numbers just a tad because I'm pretty sure that color is the cream. So hang on a sec. Okay guys, there we are, back together. You can see it's a lot better than it was. It's not perfect, but you know, I probably could have got a new face printed up, but I think this is good enough because I mean all that's still original all there, and you can read it and it's black and it looks good. Let's move on back into the cabin. Okay, so after a couple of, probably a good hour of sanding, you can see all the pitted rust that's been exposed down here. Definitely down there in the driver's section. And down here, I mean, it's not anything extreme, it's only surface rust, but still, it was all hiding under the paintwork, which is always a bit annoying. So we're going to go a little bit further. We'll just keep stripping it. I have also found a little bit in here, along that edge there. But again, only surface rust, because as we know, there's no holes going through the other side, so that's all good. Yeah, I've gone over all this old paintwork with 180 on the Viber, and now I'm just going to go in through all the channels here with a Scotch-Brite pad just to clean all this up. Obviously, we're going to have to mask up the window because I want all this painted inside here. Schmick-O. So I don't know whether that floor was grey. I don't think it was, because that's the original colour that's come through. So I think at some point they've gone and put grey over the top of it. But I do know that I think they've just kind of slapped grey everywhere, and I mean that I'm pretty sure is factory, but we'll have a look. I might just start chipping, maybe not. Actually, no, I think that is supposed to be cream too, so there might not be any grey in here at all, which will be a lot easier. Anyway, we'll just keep plodding along. It's not exciting stuff for you guys, that's for sure. So hence the time lapse. I think we'll keep persevering and keep standing away. As you guys know, doing this sort of sanding, it's hard on your fingers because you've got to get in all these little nooks and crannies as well, all of them. Yeah, got to just keep doing it, eh? Now there is some dents. I have found some dents, and I can't let dents stay. Unfortunately, there's a dent right there. That's a big one. Got to get that out. Don't like it. There's another one there, and another one here. One there, one there. That's probably the biggest one. And I know they're going to be under the seat. You're not going to see them, but I'll know they're there, and that's what counts, right? Now let's see what else. Yeah, and over here too, this thing here's been dented over there. It's just had years of use, you know. I mean, these things were just smashed around, weren't they? Pretty much all the sanding's been done. We had treated with some phosphoric acid all this area here that had the rust, of course. Put a little bit of sealant around the pipe here because that was actually open, and yeah, she's looking better. We've still got a little bit of sanding to do around the pod, and then we can start masking off all this, and we'll probably have to take off the light up above there. There's actually a bow there for the headlining. I've got to take that out too. We're getting there, slowly. But as one of the next steps now, we'll have to start masking up the outside of the bus again, because we don't want overspray getting on the outside, and obviously window and all that. And then we can get some primer in here and get some cream paint on. Let's do it. So a little bit of red oxide just on the bare metal sections. I just went to tan on that floor because we don't want it rusting again, and just the patches that were sanded through the bare metal, I suppose, in these areas. So this, I'll leave this dry for a couple of days, and then we can mask up the rest of the thing and get the cream colour on it. Now, one of the things I did do off camera was just I pulled out the headlights because I wasn't sure whether we had globes, and of course, yeah, they're not the best. Well, no globe in that one. There's a globe in that one, but you can see the terminals here are all pretty... They're not the best. That one's missing a screw, so we'll have to try and find an appropriate one. But what I did do also was polish up the third brake light bezel. And you can see there, that came up an absolute treat. I don't have to get that re-chromed. The lens is in really good nick. I do have the bezel, which is a slightly different one to this one for the number plate light lens. That's coming from Bert in Holland. So that was kind enough for him to, he had one in his stash, so they're quite rare. They look a little bit like this, but they're slightly different. So anyway, that's on the way, so stoked about that. We're going to pull these terminals off here and chuck them in the sandblaster and just clean them up and see how they come up. And there we have it. Check how good these things came out, hey? Beautiful, like they're brand new. Gotta love that. Yep, that'll do the job. I've got to find one or more of these little springs here because one of those is missing on that one. I've got some new rubber seals coming as well, and we will take the bezels, the chrome bezels off and polish these as well. Yeah, you can see here, they're, you know, the chrome's not the best, but I reckon if I just take them off the glass, I can give these a polish on the linishing polisher that I've got. I might even see if we can take out some of these scratches off the glass as well. See how we go. I do have some glass polishing equipment here, which I got off eBay. These are the little kits that you buy, and they come with a special powder which you mix with water and you stick it on the glass, and then you use your different compounds here, and it actually will take the fine scratches out of your glass. So we'll give these a go at a later stage. So next thing, I'm going to have to wait for this paint to turn up, so I think it's probably a good time to call it quits on this episode, and we will see you when we get this thing painted inside. Then we can start assembling, doing some wiring, and then we'll shift our focus to the back in here, because this is next. In here we have to get some plywood and start fitting out the inside of it. So yeah, catch you in the next episode, guys.